like we always do at this time. Swoosh! What's up, everybody? This is Kelton Gazelle, Boss I Quit, Alexander with Video Team Boss I Quit, and I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, United States. And I've been building direct sales teams and marketing teams since 1997-98. And today, I'm going to share with you one of the 17 indisputable laws of leadership that I've learned along the way by Dr. John Maxwell. And this law is called the law of the chain that says the strength of the team is impacted by its weakest link. And as you can see by the information on this newsletter, we're sharing the aspect of team building that actually can prevent momentum, known as the characteristics of team members, which by their actions or the lack thereof are displaying one or more of the characteristics you see on this newsletter. And those things can make them become weak links to the team. So let's get it in. Now, let me be clear. Weak links are not necessarily bad people. In fact, some teams exist to serve weak links or help them become stronger. It depends on the team's goals. For example, pastors help people that are hungry or have addictions or need spiritual guidance to recover. Or social workers or counselors help people that have domestic problems that prevent them from performance on the job and many other difficulties. Now, in network marketing, at the beginning of the journey with an associate, it's a two-way street that is acknowledged during what I call a critical conversation, and I'll teach that another day. But nevertheless, it's the leader's job to know what any problems are, and the teammate's job to let the leader know what any weaknesses they have are, so they can best know how to serve one another and the team. So that means it's good and appropriate as a leader and a follower to help one another to overcome those circumstances, once again, for the good of the team. However, putting weak links on the team or pushing them while they're still broken and weak doesn't help them, and it hurts the team, even to the extent of making the team incapable of accomplishing its goal of achieving greatness. So, what can you do with people on your team who are weak links? You really only have two choices. You need to train them to become diamonds or to get promoted, or trade them to your customer team of product users only. Of course, your first priority should always be to try to train people who are having a hard time keeping up. Now, help can come in many forms: giving people books to read, sending them to conferences, presenting them with new challenges, pairing them with mentors, even outside of your organization. It's safe to believe, though, that people often rise to your level of expectations. Give them hope and training, and they usually improve. But what should you do if a team member continually fails to meet expectations even after receiving training, encouragement, and an opportunity to grow? Well, remember this: water seeks its own level. In other words, somebody who is a weak link on your team might be capable of becoming a star on another team. You need to give that person an opportunity to find his level somewhere else or with another opportunity, okay? Now, here's how you strengthen the chain. Weak team members always take more of the team's time than strong ones. The reason is the more competent people have to give their time to the compensating for those who don't want to work the system and carry their load. The competent person, in this case being you, the leader. Now, the greater the difference in dedication to the system between the ones that do and the ones that don't, the greater the detriment to your team growth and momentum. For example, if you rate people on a scale from 1 to 10 based on their income generating activity, with 10 being the best, a 5 among 10s really hurts the team, where 8 among 10s does not. For example, when you first form a group of people together, when you find your two and you start developing each degree of connections below that 2 to the 4 to the 8 to the 16 and so on and so forth, their talents usually come together in a way that is analogous to addition. So a 5 among 4 tens is only 45. So the difference between that team and great ones with 5 tens instead of 4 tens is like the difference between 50 and 45, which is a difference of only 10%. But once a team comes together and starts to develop chemistry, synergy, and momentum, it's analogous to multiplication. That's when a weak link really starts to hurt the team. It's the difference between 10 to the 5th power being 100,000 and 10 to the 4th power times 5 being only 50,000. That's a difference of 50%. The power and the momentum of the team may be able to compensate for a weak link for a while, but not forever, because a weak link eventually robs the team of momentum and potential. Remember this: when it comes to interaction between people, the weaker person usually controls the relationship. For example, someone with a good self image is more flexible than a person with a poor self image. An individual with a clear vision acts more readily than someone without one. A person with superb agility and high energy accomplishes more and works longer than an individual with lesser gifts. If the two people journey together, the stronger member must constantly work with and wait on the weaker one. That controls what happens on the journey. So, in closing, if your team has a weak link who can't or won't rise to the level of the team, and you've done everything you can to help the person improve, then you've got to take action. And in Talk Fusion, that simply means let them just be a customer. If you have to confront them, be discreet, be clear, be honest, and be brief. Then, once the person is no longer plugged in on a regular basis, if asked, be open about it with the rest of your team while maintaining respect for the person you stop being concerned with production wise. And if you start to have second thoughts before or afterward, remember this: as long as a weak link is part of the team, everyone else on the team will suffer. More later on the law of the chain, which is the strength of the team is impacted by its weakest link. In network marketing, the money makers are accountable to a team and pushed to the next level by a team that does the same. Well, I'm going to let you get on out of here because I could go through you with information like a bad dose of water. This is Kelton Gazelle, Boss I Quit Alexander, a video team Boss I Quit. It's windy out here in Atlanta, Georgia today, making my voice crack. Anyway, I'll see you at the top because the bottom is way too crowded. And like I always do at this time, swoosh, and I'm out. See you on the video.